Screen mode here. Oh, hello everyone. We're back with another episode. Episode 12 of Journey to the Farlands. Yes, I seem to be here on a tree. That's today's start location. It's always kind of a mystery. Anyway. Yes. No, I'm joking. It's not a mystery. Maybe for you guys. But I've been doing a lot of walking. Because I've been ill. Well, I'm not anymore. I'm doing better now. But I was ill. And so with being ill, I kind of just lazed about. Had to occupy my time somehow. And so I, walked. I walked and I walked. I don't remember where the last stream left off block-wise. It was like a week ago. Was it? I don't know. I think it was about a week. Just a day or two off a week. I guess to show where I am. I'm about 1.5 million blocks away. So I surpassed a few milestones since we last chatted. First being the 1.5 million block mark is like the most kind of cool milestone we passed. And yeah, so that was definitely pretty cool indeed. Another one being the 12% mark, which is a little less cool. Of course, individual percentage markers they're cool, but they're not crazy, I guess, but I'd mention that anyway. And another one, which I didn't do a special for, of course, it was yesterday, was 3 months. I just decided to not do it, do a special or anything like that this month. Just because I did say I was gonna hold off on celebrating a bit too much each time. So yeah, just as kind of a word on that, I guess. Oh goodness, the nosebleed struck right as stream was starting. So don't mind the little rustles. I might take a second to take care of it if it doesn't go away. I've been Kleenexing it, but that might not help. So yeah, at least I can one-hand, or at least play Journey to the Farlands one-handed. So if I lose a hand from like breaking my hand or something like that, wherever that happened, then rest assured, Journey to the Farlands may continue, unless if it was my left hand, which that would be a bit more of a hindrance, because I use my left hand to do most of the main controls. Funnily enough, the right hand is just on mouse duty. There's not really too much else to it other than that. See, I don't mind the kind of nasal sound for the first little while. My luck that when I press the start button on stream, my nose just starts flowing. Anywho, enough about the details. I guess I have a bit to talk about. I said I would only stream if I had stuff to talk about, but, well, I guess I have a few things. Other than the anniversary, of course, the 3 months. And 1.5 million in close succession. So yeah, I've been sick I was sick up until about Monday. Was kind of when the last symptoms went away. And then Tuesday, I stayed home because it was a snow day. Yeah. So, what was I talking about? Oh, the itinerary for today. I was probably going on about something. Well,
what have I got to say? Well, sick. I've been getting some bloody noses from just from the dry season. You know, it being, I mean, it's kind of wintry time now. We're getting near in that kind of time of year. There's already snow on the ground here where I am, and a fair bit. Not out of the ordinary, but definitely noticeable. Pretty average for Canadian weather, though. To get snow around this time of year. But we just felt like we just had snow here. Summer was pretty darn short. Only got our heat for a little while. And I tried to utilize the window of warm weather for a little while I was kind of doing a little bit of stuff. I was working, but I wanted to try and enjoy the summer a little bit too. But yeah, that is very cool. Some snow and a short summer. I don't know if it's cool, but you know, try to be optimistic here. It was a bit of a grievance for, I'm sure, a lot of people, but yeah, it's got its setbacks for sure. Anywho, so yeah, lots of Farlands progress. I'm trying to remember back. So I may check my book here. Maybe I'll check the book and see where exactly I was. Like what was it? Friday? I guess it was Friday. Let's check Friday. We were about, oh wow, yeah, we were 84,000 bucks behind where I am right now. Crazy. I don't know if I walked that much progress on the usual, just because I think one or two, like a few of the days, I definitely got some really good progress in. Definitely got some good stuff going. Got some really good progress. Still have made a dent in actually when we're getting there, because I walk a pretty slow pace, as is expected with, you know, the walking speeds. And so I'm kind of just trying to manage the expectations that I have, and I'm just keeping things leveled, trying to remember just what I'm trying to do here, which, I mean, is getting to the Farlands, but I also don't want to sacrifice crazy amount of time and stuff. I want to remain committed, but I also don't want to spend too much time venturing, because that is definitely a possibility, spending too much time doing the journey. So yeah, that is what's gone on there. Yeah, I guess I can just kind of go talk about things. I got a few things to talk about today, as I said. I don't have many stream plans right now. I might do, I'm thinking of maybe doing one on my birthday, on the 29th. Although I don't think that would be very themed. I think it would just kind of be a fun stream. Nothing overly dramatic. I'm not really a dramatic person anyway, as the content of the channel here may indicate. But yeah, specials will kind of just be little comedic ideas I come up with, like the Halloween episode and all that, and whatever else I can conjure up in the future. Oh, gotta work my way down here. So yeah, lots of so yeahs today. I just kind of say things as I'm bridging subjects. One thing I did do, I don't think I talked about it on the stream, so if I did, then that's my fault. But I went through all the videos. I think I did this after streaming episode 11. I think I did it after streaming it, so this shouldn't have been in that episode, this discussion. But I did go through the videos on the channel, on the YouTube end of things, and I edited out all the breaks and like some awkward moments I edited out. Well, not awkward, but like moments that don't really need to be in the episodes. Like me just being sick and the indubitably ill episode. Me just sniffling and coughing and stuff. I got rid of some stuff like that. Wasn't too bad, but there definitely was like there was a few times where I was like, oh, I should probably fix that up. So I've been doing some minor editing. Nothing probably noticeable to the naked eye for sure, but it definitely improves the quality a little bit, as opposed to just leaving the breaks and stuff in. Just kind of makes it a bit more palatable. Makes it a bit more watchable. And I know there's definitely some watchability stuff going on. Watchability, I don't even know if that's a word. If not, I made it up. Seems my skin's back as well. I don't know exactly what's going on with the skin thing. I realized that I think whenever I go on MLTMC and I check for an update, even though I don't have to do that, I made the mistake of doing that a few times. I realized that it actually reset the statistics. I did have backups. I am kind of continuing to do them, but I kind of just forgot. I didn't forget. I just didn't know that checking for updates on MultiMC would get rid of the statistics, or maybe there's something else at play. But yeah, the statistics were reset a little while ago, so they're out of date now. So apologies in the future me. In case future me is like, oh, let's see how many hours I've done this journey overall, because it would have said how many overall, but I was also considering replacing it with my last backups statistics, but that's also from like a month ago, so I would have like a huge gap in the progress. So I'm just not going to worry about it. I can gauge how much I've walked by how much I've or I can gauge how much I've played by how much I've walked. That's pretty much, and how long I've been doing it, which both of those I do know. So I've already been doing tracking on the daily, so I'm sure losing a little bit of play kind of statistics for play time and the days is fine. The day counter can be easily fixed just by checking it in a later version that does have the day counter. I'm sure I could even try finding a mod that adds the day counter. I'm sure there are ones out there for beta. Here. So yeah, I do encounter technical stuff like that, but nothing too crazy since when I was trying Optifine, and I was trying to find a version of Optifine that would work, and like one just completely fried the game, and so I had to use a backup. That's where I lost like 40,000 blocks. So I haven't had anything like that happen since, but the skin thing, like with my Minecraft skin not working and the statistics menu resetting, that was kind of the newest technical difficulties, I guess. The newest kind of challenges I've faced. Not even really the challenge of journeying itself, which is already quite the challenge. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. I've also narrowed down what kind of YouTube series I'm watching, because I realized that every series at once, it's good and all. I mean, I'm still kind of watching Hermitcraft, of course. I don't really consider that like my binging series, though. I just kind of tune into that whenever it releases or uploads, like the newest Hermitcraft. But I'm gonna stick to Farlands or Bust, and I think, yeah, probably just that for now. Maybe Minecraft, but Hermitcraft 2 and beyond are probably gonna hold off for a little while. Well, I kind of take things easy. I've also been watching Doctor Who with William Hartnell's first Doctor, so I've been awfully wearing myself thin. So I'll try and manage my kind of viewership of these things. Manage my enjoyment, or try and like make sure I'm getting the most out of what I'm trying to watch. I'm not hindering the viewing experience by watching multiple series at the same time. And so I'm kind of just backburnering a lot of stuff, just to keep my plate a little clearer, I guess. Yeah. I also will see about streaming on the Farlands. Or not the Farlands, I am doing that now. Streaming the Fellowship. Maybe sometime soon. Soon. Like finishing the casita and stuff. Making my return. Because I've definitely let the Journey of the Farlands take precedence, and that with that happening, these other series have kind of fallen off in my kind of radar of activity, my plate thing. So I do have to kind of commit, but just because I'm committed to this doesn't mean I can't commit to something else. So I'm going to try keeping the Fellowship active after I'm kind of back from this break. It shouldn't be too long. I'm probably going to play tonight. I don't know if I'll stream, but I'm going to work on the casita, so I might just stream that, since I've been doing a lot of streaming on the Fellowship. I don't know. Depends how I feel. If I just want to kind of chill with Devin, chat with him, without having to worry about streaming, or just... I could always save it for another day as well. Save the fun for you another day. So yes, that is what the plan is. And of course, things are kind of remaining constant right now, as with how things are. I've still been balancing school as well, but school I'm doing pretty okay in school, so I'm not worrying too much about that. In post-secondary and all, I'm not too coughed up or kind of choked up about it right now. Yes. Oh, I was gonna talk about something. Oh, I've already spitfired so much. I've been kind of looking around at a bunch of different content over on YouTube. I've found some cool videos, for sure. I mean, they're pretty befitting of me, Farland journey, adventurer, and all that. But I found like a video called "Why People Still Play Beta Minecraft," and there's also one that's saying why you should play Beta Minecraft. I thought those are funny. I don't know if I'll suggest them. I might just put them in the YouTube the description, if you want to check them out. But they're kind of videos, kind of little mini videos, kind of talking about Beta Minecraft, and expanding on some of the things I've said in past episodes, talking about things like the simplicity and the kind of primitive nature and more robust kind of game it is. That kind of just stuff like that, technobabble and all that. But they do bring up some good points that I've kind of elaborated on before. So if you kind of like that, then maybe I'll suggest it in the description there. Yeah, I think it was definitely a charm, at least for me, for these old versions, keeping things kind of, I don't know, keeping them fresh. Drinking a lot of water because the nosebleed. Since it's kind of been drying up, I It's just a thing. It's just that time of year. You know, dry season, you get the nose kind of just bleeds a lot. I'm very susceptible to them myself. I don't see other people get them too often, but I definitely get a fair bit of them. Kind of, they all just happen in bursts, which makes sense because, well, the veins are kind of broken and stuff and healing. They kind of, it kind of happens a few times, but yeah. Yeah, that's something to talk about for sure. So we continue on to Oblivion. Oblivion, the true end to this journey. Got our sheepies here though. Just me versus the world here. Figure the Farlands. I'm sure the madness will continue for many more months to come. Oh, it's nighttime again. Any new updates in the inventory? Inventory review. Nope, everything's pretty much the same. Maybe some more iron. I think I definitely made some more iron stuff, maybe. I don't know. You go through a little bit of iron, for sure, as you're venturing through the dangerous, perilous world of Beta 1.7. I've been missing the Fellowship, for sure. Haven't had that much of a chance to get to play it, so hopefully tonight will be the night that I get reinvigorated, get back into it. But yeah, if I don't stream tonight, then maybe expect a little bit of progress in the next stream, a little bit of progress before the next stream. So you might see some progression there. Newcraft 4s remain the same, of course. It's dead at this point, unless people do return, and then I kind of just pull like a Lorax and just return whenever it kind of is befitting to return. But for now, the Fellowship and Journey to the Farlands will be the main two series that will be on the channel here, with maybe some kind of Subnautica series or some other video games maybe in the future. Well, probably most likely other Minecraft stuff. If maybe some other some games being fun in like series form and just kind of one-offs. We got the whole squad after us today. Yes. Yes. My notebook. Yes, my notebook. That is what I've been filling. I've been filling out some pages with Journey to the Farlands information. The same kind of daily format I've been doing, where I just say where I started. I think it's on the X chord, or I guess now it's just on whatever chords yields the most value. So I just kind of write down where I start and then where I finish on a daily basis. Yes, this happens on a daily basis. I don't stream it on a daily basis, but I do Journey to the Farlands on a daily basis. So I think I'm not giving myself enough credit in that regard. I'm definitely doing a lot of adventuring. Like, I was like, oh, they're doing all these super long streams. It explains why they're able to get there so quickly. But I'm walking in pretty similar increments. It just happens to be that I'm horribly inefficient because I have to walk this way. Although completing it in a relative time frame maybe means that I could as well. If I kind of couple this pretty decent travel average I've been doing for the past almost a month now. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna base my actual like estimated time of arrival, like ETA. I'm gonna base that off of the more or less my traveling since I changed back to walking diagonally, because it kind of gets a bit more murky when I start to account for all the direction changes and stuff. And this time, since like in like almost the past month, I've been doing the same direction, the same general pacing. Um, Definitely some days where I walked less, and some days I walked way more, and more average. Funnily enough, the days that I walk like super long is like more feels more average. Like something like Kill Crazy Man or Figonomics or something like that. But yeah, and I did kind of decide against streaming this all the time. Like whenever I'm on, like I kind of just stream whenever I play, just because it's kind of I think it could be a bit tedious. I mean, even if it is silent, there's a lot of content channeling over to YouTube and stuff. And I don't know if that'll really be that beneficial. I'm sure people would like to see more content. I'm like just kind of being able to have the verification that I do this outside the videos, which in case any of you are skeptical, I am. It's all legitimate. I wouldn't be doing such a con like this. I don't even have the brains to think of something like this. Like I'd have to be pretty committed to the bit, pretty big troll to want to do something like this, just as a complete kind of like fake thing. It's pretty much impossible. Just because if you're also accounting for all the that's also proof as well over like the period of time shows the commitment. So there you go. There's some verification for me. See, I don't expect the silent streams, at least until I think it over and decide to do it. But for now, I think I'll remain with this episodic format. I think this works best. I think it's the most palatable out of the options. I think it's it has the most potential. The most potential of any format I could think of here. As I'm just thinking right now that like if I do upload like multi-hour long just commentary or no commentary episodes, or I mean I guess it'd be like mixed in with the episodes, but it'd be streams of episodes, so it wouldn't be numbered. It'd just be like during the Farlands stream or whatever. It'd be like a few hours of no commentary. I feel like that would take away from the series overall. Because I could stream my entire walking and me talking the whole time, but that's just not realistic. I'm not Kurt where I do like a little bit every once in a while, like he does like an hour here, an hour there. I do like a handful of hours a week doing this. So to imagine kind of talking in like every time I'm doing this, I won't get any time to just kind of chill and watch my Farlands or Bust or Doctor Who or whatever. I won't have time to watch any of that. Because if this is such a big time sink, I like to kind of make some use of the time. At least some level of usage. So yeah, that's kind of my current stance on all that. I know I've definitely contradicted some of my previous episode thoughts, like me wanting to hide the coordinates, which I still am kind of just doing on a little bit, but I might eventually one day just completely go off the grid. But just for now, I think it's like my current point of view. I think it's kind of cool seeing the coordinates and kind of being able to track where I am. And especially in the end, being able to have a full view of how much I did every day and what led up to such a great finding that is the Farlands in the end and all that. So that's what I'm thinking. That's my thought process right now. But I might just kind of keep things a little bit more closed doors on the stream end of things. But I'm still checking the chords an awful lot. I'm no Kurt. Got the pigs all walking around here. But yeah. I've already had a short week, but class is a bit draining, of course, so it feels like I've already been here the whole week, even though I had Monday and Tuesday as kind of sick days, or I guess the other one was a snow day, but I was still a little sick on Tuesday. Just getting over it. And then yesterday I was feeling pretty fine, so. Yeah, I've been given lots of time to think on things. And I do have some, I guess I did have some plans that may or may not happen, so if you hear about this and you're like, why didn't this happen? And if you're like watching it in the future, it just means that I thought it over and I thought it wasn't the best idea, or wasn't like an idea I'd want to go forward with. But my kind of one of my ideas right now is to perhaps do some kind of introductory episode to Journey to the Farlands. Not necessarily like walking to the Oblivion, not like parts before that, but like just like kind of like a video before it, like for new people watching. I can make it like my channel video or whatever, and it could be kind of a introduction to both my channel and Journey to the Farlands as a series. I'm not sure if that would be a beneficial, like doing kind of like a more regular video like that. Like it wouldn't be like an hour-long video. It would be more like 15 minutes, just me kind of talking, maybe like some Journey to the Farlands in the background or something. And I just kind of preface the series and kind of explain why, and all that kind of stuff. I do explain that throughout the series, but I think maybe it'd be nice to have some more short form content, like a short episode, or not episode, but like a short kind of video to explain everything, even if you do kind of hear it throughout the series. Like, it makes sense. But maybe people, like, my kind of counter argument to that is people might already know what they're getting into watching this. Like, I feel like if people are clicking on the videos here, they already know enough about Minecraft and the Farlands and stuff. I doubt there's many people who don't know about that stuff. I'm not saying it's a bad thing if you don't. But yeah, in that case, if people do find my content and don't know what the Farlands are, I could just, guide them over to the channel video, the main video kind of describing everything. That doesn't really like age really with the series. It just kind of is there, and it kind of can be applied to the whole series overall, and it's not like dating itself with any waypoints and talking about milestones and stuff. Maybe a little bit, but I've been kind of drafting some scripts. If I don't know if I want to try script writing. So if that doesn't happen, then you'll know why. It just means that I thought it'd be better to just leave things as is, not go ahead with that. But in case I do, then I guess you now know kind of the kind of idea behind it and my conception. I thought of that, I think, during when I was sick. Like, I wanted to make the video when I was sick, but I was also sick. So I might make it at some point soon. I don't know about this weekend. I have a pretty chock full weekend coming up, so I probably won't stream, at least too much. I think there's Origins happening tomorrow night, and then I have a little get together with some friends on Saturday / Sunday, so there probably won't be much content coming out. As I said, I kind of just taking a bit slow, especially after the cold I had, the cold kind of thing, for like the second time. I don't think I streamed when I was sick the initial time. I don't even know if I was actually streaming when I was sick the first time. Probably like a few months ago, or like a month or two. I don't remember. It wasn't a few months, but It was definitely a while ago. Yeah, but yes. That may become a reality. May become a kind of good starting point for anyone checking out the series over on the YouTube end of things. It wouldn't be on the Twitch channel here. The Twitch channel is all kind of just you get the stuff live here. It's live streaming. You kind of get the gist. And I did unpublish all the videos just to let people channel into YouTube. I think that's better than just maintaining it on both ends. I think that's a better idea, for sure. I think that's a bit stronger. Just so I don't have to worry about maintaining two different ends of it. Instead I just have to main YouTube, and I can kind of focus on editing a little bit and kind of keeping things semi-okay. Also, something in the earlier episodes that is a bit, I guess, maybe a bit of a turnoff is definitely the sound. I definitely had some sound issues in the first few streams. I feel like that's kind of inevitable with a bunch of the first streams I've done, where my mic is a bit off, like where it's like the game sounds are really loud, and my mic is super quiet. And then another one, both are quiet, and it's like, oh goodness. So I'm hoping that's been fixed now. I'm hoping things are sounding alright now. I'm assuming so, because I've kind of looked back and I think it's alright. I am testing new resolution as well, so people are able to watch in 1080p over on YouTube and live, I guess, if your internet allows. So hopefully the quality is a bit nicer for those who can use the better quality settings. Hoping it's alright, hoping there's not too much going on. I did see some lag in my stream in I think the 11th part and even earlier parts. I think every stream I've done so far has kind of had weird lag moments, but I'm afraid that's just my current internet, as I've said countless times. So, it's just the fact of life I deal with. Just until I get either a better internet or, yeah, or until I just stop streaming altogether and you just don't have to worry about it anymore. So I won't go live or all that kind of jazz. But yeah, oh, we're in quite the desert. I have found a handful of spawners. Definitely since the last stream. Although due to also another slip up of mine was just not recording the spawners anymore, so I've just decided to not record how many spawners I found. I think it's a bit tedious. It's cool to get all these analytics, but it's also very tedious. Give that a punch. Oh, yeah, look at that. Ah, the sand. It's always fun to punch the sand. Let it fall. Same thing with kind of gravel and stuff, unless you're on it. I guess that's a bit less fortunate, especially in the nether and stuff. I've still been kind of taking screenshots of the spawners, but I did miss a few, so the number is going to be off inherently. I definitely think I did miss a few even before that. I don't know if I took a photo of the first spawner. I probably did. I probably have taken pictures of most of them, but just due to the fact that I have missed a few, does mean that the number will be off, so I won't really care about it as much. Since it's off, it doesn't really matter. It's not accurate anyway. So I'm just kind of slowly abandoning these things, I guess, as they don't work. Or as they kind of stop working, I stop seeing the fun in keeping them around. So yeah, that could very well happen to a lot of things. That's just kind of the effect of my kind of growing as kind of like with experience in me doing the Journey of the Farlands for a while, I'm kind of starting to adjust things, keeping things kind of trying to augment things a little bit, keep things as good as they can be and as enjoyable as they can be for me. It's always kind of that kind of process of trial and error that keeps things going and evolving. And maybe with enough of that, I might get some intrepid viewers, people who share the same passions as mine, or the people who just generally just find this somewhat palatable. I'm always kind of just, I always kind of just live in my own kind of lane sort of thing, where I kind of am chill and I'd be happy with what I got and all that. So that's kind of why I don't really care too much about a lot of this viewership and stuff. I'm mainly just doing this as a hobby kind of thing, because I've been doing Journey of the Farlands for a few months now. Of course, 3 months. And like, I've definitely been committed. So I thought I'd add the extra layer in October. I thought I'd add the extra layer of kind of keeping things interesting with the streaming, which it has kind of definitely encouraged me to play. I've definitely played without streaming. I definitely would have played a lot without streaming, maybe even have made the full trip. But I'm still pretty happy about this whole streaming thing. I think it's pretty exciting, even if it does lack activity on the most part. It doesn't matter to me. I think it's the most part is that I'm getting the stuff I love out there, and I'm not gonna make content to achieve algorithmic or kind of mainstream goals or kind of like ideals. So it's more just kind of based around what I want to do, and I think it's much more natural and fun that way. I'm sure there are setbacks with my style of doing things. Definitely doesn't get the views or the income, but I'm not really looking for either of those, so there's no real problem there. It also, I guess, is a bit more vintage. It's kind of old style YouTube, where I'm doing a lot of long form content instead of like cutting stuff back to like multi-minute long things, or like 30-minute long episodes and stuff. So yeah, that could definitely be demotivating for people to watch. Seeing like, oh my goodness, this guy's got like however many episodes and they're all like an hour long. Well, yeah, that's just with the inherent format of these videos. Because if I were to do like 20-minute episodes, it's a lot different. There's a lot less. They're kind of much more blip style videos, where it's just kind of in your face. I definitely would consider doing shorter episodes for other series, maybe. Especially considering time restraints and stuff in the future. I may do some stuff like that, but for the most part, you'll kind of see multi-hour long streams, just as a forewarning if you haven't already been able to tell. Yes. Some optimism, some pessimism, of course. Get a bit of both, all that realism. But at the end of the day, this is Journey to the Farlands. I don't think any amount of fellowship will change the kind of focus. I think the fellowship is definitely going to be a lot of fun. It may be a lot of fun for me to do, and kind of a fun social thing with me, my cousin, and my best friend. But I definitely think Journey to the Farlands is the main focus of the streaming end of things, and kind of video recording end. So that's kind of where the main passion will lie. The main passion, kind of where all that excitement will be derived from, and then the fellowship will come as it gets to me, as the ideas get to me, and I have cool ideas for episodes and all that. But yes, certainly. I do have, I guess, as like some kind of final discussions, I do have some stuff I've been watching other than my series, of course. I'll kind of just talk about some one-off videos I've been watching other than the beta Minecraft ones, of course. I always kind of like to check into the beta Minecraft community and see what's going on. As you know, me watching Farlands or Bust and watching or doing Journey to the Farlands myself, I've definitely shown quite the affection for, quite the kind of soft spot, I guess is the best term, for these old versions. I always like to kind of check in. It's definitely a smaller community for sure. Definitely a niche. And the Farland and the things is another niche, even though the Farlands were kind of popular for a while. People were talking about them a lot. But now people just kind of are like, yeah, that's just something that happened 11 years ago. And it's come and gone. New things to talk about now, so we'll talk about them. But I always like to go back to basics here. It's always so nice to get to a real primitive, real down to the bare bones kind of playstyle of Journey to the Farlands where I'm walking. But anyway, I'll talk about what I've been watching. So yeah, as you know, I really like Ant Venom, so I've definitely been watching. I watched his videos. I've watched like all the main Minecraft ones, except the older ones. So I might go into watch those, like a Quest for a Golden Apple and stuff like that. Some of that, some of his old update reviews. Definitely maybe check those out. But I have watched some of his newer stuff, and he also did upload a new video, so I've been watching that as well. What was that newest video about? It was updates that, I think it was updates that break the game, which of course, that's kind of Ant Venom's speciality, is kind of breaking Minecraft and finding the things that do break Minecraft. So it was kind of a fun video, of course, and having enjoyed a bunch of his breaking Minecraft content. Let's see if we can break out our boat here. Let's see if we can do this technique successfully. Yeah, what I've also watched, just a lot of one-off stuff. I've definitely watched a lot of. I'm really into those longer videos, like those kind of almost kind of production style things where they're kind of documentary, like kind of 40-minute, an hour long documentary kind of things, or like the iceberg videos. Of course, those are sensationalized by the media, of course, and they're kind of out of style now. But I always kind of enjoy to watch them. I always kind of like to see some obscure stuff. Like the popular stuff is cool and all, but I know a lot of popular stuff in those videos. Just from my years of being on the internet and all that. My experience and my knowledge I have the internet. So I definitely like to get some stuff, hear some opinions and some ideas and things that I haven't heard, seen, or that kind of stuff before. It's always nice to get a bit of an open view on things. And where am I in Farlands or Bust? Well, I am about, I think, 90 episodes in. I don't think I'm aiming on finishing the series because it's like 900 videos or whatever. It's crazy. Which is probably what people think looking at my content. That's crazy that there's so much content. which is very true. But for those who like it, it is there. And same thing with Farlands or Bust. Farlands or Bust have the content to watch. And most of the people who do enjoy it are kind of like the niche bits that enjoy this stuff and can watch long form content like this of just people walking and talking, which I do commend. I do do it myself as well, so I do value kind of commentary and stuff in videos. I really think that is definitely part of the art form here on YouTube and on Twitch, or here on Twitch and on YouTube as well. So yeah, that did not take long at all to talk about. I thought that would kind of lead into the end of stream here, which I might do one more day after this one, or maybe I'll just leave it at this day, who knows. Oh, I gotta make a quick decision. I'll just kind of talk about some more things, and if I get into a really good conversation, we'll do another day. How about that? So, let's see what I can think of. Well, yeah, it actually has been a minute. But I did decide not to stream, of course, well, the rest of the time while I was sick, because I would have to do even more editing, and I was like, oh, I don't want to have to worry about editing and streaming and all that. So I decided to take it easy for a little while. I may even still do that, as I think I implied in that episode where I was like, I might take a break for a little while. And I do agree with that. And it's not really, I guess, for the same reason. I just kind of like to take time to think and have stuff to talk about every episode. At least some degree of stuff. Kind of can talk about what's going on in my life. Which, if anyone, if it's like school and stuff, it's pretty usual. You know, tests, quizzes, assignments, you know, all that jazz. The threat of another strike going on where I live here with education and stuff. That's like Southern Ontario and stuff. Oh, it's a thing. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good for people striking. You know, trying to get good. You're trying to defend things and trying to get. They're very like reliable workers in there. They do a lot of the work people don't want to do sometimes. And people are just like, yeah, that's great. So I do value that, of course, but it does mean that things get really thrown out of whack for a lot of people in Ontario and stuff, like education workers, and right, not workers, but like students. So yeah, it does throw students off a little bit as a result, but it's just something I guess a lot of people have been dealing with, kind of been challenged with. You don't really get the astrology discussions from me, I'm afraid. I think that's Kurt's speciality. Sure, he talks about his telescopes and the space launches, and at least that's where I am back, like in 2011. I don't even know what he talks about now. I've watched some of his recent content. He kind of just talks about some similar stuff. Not really the same, of course. He kind of has changed his talking points and all that, but for the most part, I'll kind of just talk about whatever's going on, which isn't really that much. I'm not too busy a person. I'm sure there's definitely people, there's more streamers out there who probably, if they did this, they were to do something like this, they'd have way more to talk about. They'd be trying to struggle to select things to talk about. They'd be like, oh, I've got so many options. I just kind of have enough to get by, and I think it makes for interesting content, hopefully. And just because I don't really care about like viewership and stuff doesn't mean I don't really care about quality. I definitely want there to be quality. I kind of prefer quality over quantity. But like Journey to the Farlands, quality, there's only so much you can go with quality. Like at least for the actual content itself. So with my commentary, I try and keep it, you know, pretty decent quality. Try and keep things semi-interesting. So yeah, I guess I was kind of talking about some of the real world stuff going on. And I don't think there's too much else going on around me, like at least in Canada here. There's definitely always stuff to talk about, politics-wise, but I don't really get into politics too much. Like the strike and stuff with education and all that. That kind of reaches me. So the stuff that reaches me personally, I do talk about. And kind of in like my day-to-day life, which if something does manage to reach me at that point, it's something pretty specific and something pretty like that I should talk about. Something prevalent enough. So yeah. That's that. A lot of discussion today. A lot of just mumbo jumbo. YouTuber mumbo jumbo personality. YouTube personality. I think I actually like Mumbo a lot. He's a great chap who makes some excellent content. I think a lot of the hermits are really good. So yeah, if you definitely should go check out the hermits and stuff. I think they're great. I'm sure people in the Minecraft community, watching this already know about Hermitcraft, but in case you don't, in case you just need me to reaffirm that, just wanted to hear it. Oh, I guess today's journeying ends in a field of all places. It started in a forest and it ends in a field here. And yeah, I guess I don't really have too much else to talk about. That's really my outro. I don't have too much else to talk about. I guess that means the stream's over, which in most cases it does, and this one it does. Yeah, enough of the jibber jabber. Hopefully you got some enjoyment, and yeah, check something else out in the meantime before the next stream, or go check out some previous stuff. And if not, then I'll just see you next time, hopefully. So that'll be all for today. Thank you for watching.